Unscripted.
You know, Microsoft and Sony are both vying for our money. They want our money. They want us to give them their, our business. They want us to, play their games and get into their ecosystems and all this kind of stuff. Obviously, that's something that, both Microsoft and Sony are after. Nintendo, too. I mean, that's what it's all about. You're a company. You're trying to get people to get into your particular ecosystem and things like that. Microsoft obviously has some pretty big plans and grand ideas surrounding, Xbox Game Pass and things like that. Will they be able to make that stuff really kind of go into fruition? I don't really know. It's hard saying. People react differently. It's like one of those things, you could be hot or cold. A lot of people like subscription services, and I think that's personally fine. Like, I have no problem with that. For me personally, PlayStation Now and Xbox Game Pass doesn't really do much for me, but I can see why there are, quite a bit of people out there that do enjoy that type of stuff. But, again, it's each their own. We're at that particular point in time where gamers are going to pick what's best for them, and just having the option, as long as it is an option, I have absolutely zero problems with that whatsoever. With that being said, with each new generation, we get promises. These companies make us all types of promises, and they want us to feel like we're getting the most for our money, and that they're doing all this stuff for us as fans. And they realistically, I mean, that's what they're doing. They're trying to kind of have everything pay off and for us to be excited, and I get it. And we're also in the middle of a pandemic, which really does suck, because it really limits what we could get from these companies as they are kind of forced to work from home. And obviously that's going to hamper production of both games and services and updates and all that kind of stuff. But it is nice to see that we live in a day and age where we can get updates and patches and things like that through the internet, and it kind of like changes everything as far as I can tell. And I think that this is a really smart move by Microsoft. It really kind of puts their hat in the ring as really out there trying to fight back and prove that they're a contender in video games. And so I'm very excited to kind of cover this video, because again, it's Microsoft catching up, but it's also Microsoft going out there and keeping true to their word, which I think is super important when it comes to, gamers, when it comes to anything. You have to really kind of keep your word, or, it's not really worth anything. Like, what good is it if Phil Spencer's out there and, not keeping his word, and we're seeing stuff like this happen? You know what I mean? I think that would just like really hurt the brand more than anything. So I'm super happy to see stuff like this happen. And again, this is a huge update for Xbox. This is a huge first step for Microsoft and for Sony, and I'm excited to kind of cover this and talk about what's coming and what you can expect, because it is quite a big deal. And yes, it's better late than never, but at the same time, I feel like it's still worth celebrating, because the company did actually go out there and listen and kind of pay attention. And bravo to Microsoft for being able to go out and do that. I said I would cover them when they did good stuff, and this is good stuff. I feel like this is absolutely one of those things where, hey, they're doing a good job, and I want to talk about it. So, here we go. It's going to be a good day. Microsoft is in its final steps to end Xbox Live Gold requirement on free-to-play games. Truly free-to-play games are going to be free, and it's almost here on Xbox consoles. Thank goodness. Obviously, Xbox Omega insiders can now play free-to-play games without an Xbox Live subscription. With the rollout to Xbox Omega insiders, that means all Xbox insiders can play free-to-play games without Xbox Live Gold. It's possible that the requirement of having Xbox Live Gold for free-to-play games will end by the end of this month, or sometime this month, which we're at the halfway point, so that could happen pretty much at any time, as Microsoft is in the final stages of ending the requirements of having Xbox Live Gold to play free-to-play games on the consoles like the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. Now, last night, Microsoft started rolling out an update to the Xbox Omega insiders that removes the requirement for Xbox Live Gold. Now, while there isn't a confirmed date for when when the requirement will end for non-insiders, but it could be as soon as this month. Microsoft is quickly working through the insider rings when it comes to ending the requirement. A similar update rolled out to the Xbox Beta insiders in March 30th, 2021. Alpha and skip ahead users got the update March 24th, 2021. So here's Microsoft's description of the latest Omega Ring Insider update. New features and experience. We have exciting news. Omega users can expect something new coming to their Xbox update preview. Multiplayer in free-to-play games looking for groups and party chat on Xbox no longer requires an Xbox Live Gold membership for Omega users, as we flight and test these service changes ahead of general availability. Subscriptions. A subset of users can check out a new subscription management experience on the console. Check it out under Settings, Account, Subscriptions. Once the requirement ends for general users, people won't have to have Xbox Live Gold to play free-to-play games or to look for groups or party chats. Some of the best Xbox games are obviously free-to-play games. Once people don't need Xbox Live Gold to play them, those titles will soon become much more accessible. Now, the thing that I kind of wonder about is, obviously ending this, I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that just play some of these games like, Fortnite or Apex or what have you. And so we're kind of in this situation where, we might actually see, some of these games actually come about and these gamers drop their gold subscription, right? Like if you're somebody who just plays Fortnite or Apex or what have you, or Warzone, you wouldn't need to pay $60 a year anymore to play online. You'd be good just by having the game. It's the same thing with some of these situations with Game Pass. I know that Microsoft thinks that a lot of people are just going to upgrade to Game Pass, but not everybody is wants hundreds of games to choose from. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth. Some people are just heavily into a certain type of game, whether they be casual or whatever. You'd be surprised at how many people just play Fortnite or just play something along those lines because that's all they want to play. And it doesn't make them wrong, it doesn't make them bad, it doesn't make them right. It's just what they want to play, and I feel like that's super important kind of going forward. And Microsoft, they really had to kind of keep pace with what Sony and even Nintendo are doing, because let's just be real, Nintendo and Sony are both not charging for people to play online multiplayer games, and that's something that I feel like can't be understated. Like when it was announced earlier in this year, for that 12 hours that Microsoft was raising Xbox Live Gold 100%, that was like really a bad look for them, right? You can just imagine, Fortnite players, if you want to play Fortnite, a free-to-play game, it's free on PlayStation, free on Nintendo, free on PC, free on mobile. But you got to pay $120 a month, or a year, to play it on Xbox. See, like that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Microsoft knew this. That's why they backtracked it super fast and in a hurry. And it doesn't surprise me one bit that they actually did that, because, they want to be looked at constantly as a value. Now that probably holds them back from being able to increase Xbox Live Gold again, or, even Game Pass. Although I'm pretty sure that at some point we're going to see some sort of small Game Pass increases. I don't see how that couldn't be a thing, considering everything that they're starting to put in there. Value well worth it for sure if you're looking into that. And let's say they can get Ubisoft in there, they already have like EA Play or whatever, then it definitely worth it. I just think that it's going to be super interesting to see how that sort of plays out overall, but I am very interested in seeing exactly what these companies have up their sleeves. That Microsoft in particular, the fact that they made the Halo Infinite multiplayer free, that they had some of these ideas to sort of get the most out of people being able to play the games online and stuff like that. So very cool stuff. Bravo to Microsoft for finally listening to fans and the outpouring of media and stuff like that. Free-to-play games should always have been free-to-play. The only bad part about this is this should have been done years ago, and maybe should have never even been a thing. You know, free games should have been free to play online. I can't understand why it was ever otherwise. But with that being said, thank you so much for checking out another one of my videos. I hope you all have a great day. I'm Crapgamer. This is Crapgamer Reviews. Thank you very much for checking out another one of my videos. Take a minute to consider subscribing if you haven't done so. Like the video. That's free for you guys to do, and it means a lot to me personally. You know, just help us out, you know, and I'm so appreciative of that. Rack 'em up. Have a fantastic day, night, evening, whenever you're doing this, whenever you're watching this. Have a great day. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.